So I won't be doing this all alone. Okay, so what are we going to be talking about? What are we going to be discussing? It's not a discussion, it is 100% live mock interview. So we have someone on the call with us today, a business analyst who we will be interviewing. But trust me, it doesn't matter if you're not a business analyst, it doesn't matter if you're not if you're not a business analyst. What matters is the direction of the conversation. And it is going to be very, very beneficial to everybody on this call, regardless of career path. Okay. So before we get started, I would like to say one thing, right? Please, if you have people you know sessions like this will be beneficial to, can you share the link with them so they can join us? I was having a conversation, I think it was yesterday on a call, and somebody said, oh, can I share the link to this with them because I have somebody in my network that would really need this. That was a great request. So I know nobody's requesting on this call. It might be on your mind or on your heart to reach out to somebody that would really find the session very useful. So please share the link to the session with them so that they can also be part of the conversation. This is 2026. Please let us learn to share. Let us not hoard information. Okay, so once again, thank you for doing this. Let me share my screen real quick and I would properly introduce myself. So as I'm introducing myself, or before I introduce myself, I would also like to get to know you. So that means I would like for you to introduce yourself as well. So I'm sharing my screen right now and it's coming up. So let's just give it like a minute. So I think it's up now. Okay, yes, it's up now. So give me thumbs up, please, if you can see my screen very clearly. Please give me a thumbs up. Awesome. Thank you very much, Emmanuel. Thank you. So, yes, like I said earlier, right, the session today is a live mock interview session. So we're not going to be saying this is what, this is how. You are going to be seeing exactly what is expected, and you'll be getting live feedback. And one thing I always say about mock interview sessions, especially the ones you're opportune to be a part of, is even if you're not on the hot seat, you would still get to benefit from the conversation, because maybe something the person who is being interviewed would say, maybe something the person is going to say would be something you also do wrong, or it might be that they say something that you don't even think about when you go for interviews. This is your opportunity to say, oh, amazing. I mean, I can also do this moving on, right? So that is exactly what we're doing today. So I would like to get to know you, okay, before I introduce myself. Now, please type in the chat. I can see your names, but I would like to know what stage of application do you get stuck? Do you ever get interviews or you just submit and you get ghosted? By submit, I mean you just submit your CV and you get ghosted. So please use the chat and type the current stage of interview or the current stage of application that you are stuck, CV stage or interview stage. If you even want to be as specific as possible, you can now say interview stage 1, interview stage 2, or final stage. So just type it in the chat. Like I said, I would really, really like to get to know that about you, because we want to know where most people on the call today are stuck and how we can also be of major help. All right. And please don't forget to invite your friends, colleagues to this session. My name is Omomi Victoria Samsi, and I am one of the co-founders here at Amdari. I'm also the Chief Technology and Business Officer, and I have close to a decade experience now working in tech. And trust me, just like you on the call today, I was once a newbie, and trying to navigate the space wasn't exactly easy. Yes, Temidayo, it is being recorded. And for you to get the recording, you would have to fill a form because we need your email to send you the recording, right? So we won't be able to send the recording without your email. So my colleagues will drop the link in the chat and you can fill it. And this is also to everyone aside Temidayo. If you'd like to get this session recording, please ensure you send, or rather fill the form that my colleague dropped in the chat. So as I was saying, right, my name is Omomi. I said that already. And just like everyone on this call, I was also once a newbie trying to navigate the tech space, what's next, and trust me, taking a course was not enough. That was one thing I realized, right? So at the end of the day, thank you very much, Ada. Please keep it coming. Ada has responded to my question earlier, so I'd like to see more people type it. So at the end of the day, one thing that really helped me out was internship. One advice you would hear when you take courses is follow people who are already in the space, right? Follow professionals who are already doing this. That advice, I tell people, while it sounds like click on follow on Instagram, click on connect on LinkedIn, it is still more than that. That advice is telling you one thing very important. It is telling you, make sure you learn closely from these people. How many things can you really pick from what somebody posts on LinkedIn or Instagram? How much of their knowledge do you think you have access to like that? But when you have the opportunity to work directly under them or with them, you'll be able to learn faster. So when they advise you after you take a course, so now that you're done, make sure you follow, people in this space, make sure you follow thought leaders. Yes, follow them, but you need an opportunity to work with them. That helps you learn fast. That helps you go fast, like faster than you can do on your own. So it's important to know that that advice is not saying click or follow. It is saying look for an opportunity to access them properly by working with them, right? That helped me. And I was able to get this through internship, right? Another thing is when they tell you to follow people who are already in the space before you feel like it has to be people who are already high up there. Trust me, that is not what that advice means. It is also saying network horizontally, network with your peers. These are people that are as hungry as you are right now. They would be hungry for information, hungry for knowledge, hungry for this, hungry for that. You are meant to look for a way to get access to getting information. And these are people that will give you the kind of information that is relevant to your current state. So for me, again, internship gave me that proximity to an expert I worked with. My team lead then was the CTO, and that was the person I worked closely with. So realizing that this is the best way to learn and go fast, we decided to start Amdari. Beyond just the projects you would get opportunities to work on at Amdari, you also get led by tutors that make it easy for you to go very fast. So what am I trying to say? I am saying that Amdari is that platform that helps you gain real world experience through internship. Okay, and this session today is brought to you by Amdari. So Amdari helps you gain real world experience through internship, and you don't do it alone. So it's not a simulation. You're not figuring things out alone. You have a team lead. That team lead is not a fellow intern. That team lead is an expert in the space, right? Who has experience close to a decade or so. And these are people that can easily let you know the quality of what the industry demands from you beyond just theory. Okay. And the projects you work on, they are also from our project partners like Great, a fintech company. And these are businesses that make it very easy for us to give you something realistic, right? Not something made up. And that's the beauty of this internship. So the career paths we currently focus on at Amdari is what you see on my screen. Data analytics. So as I am listing or mentioning them out, I'd like you to give me thumbs up if you've taken a course in any of these. We're still at the stage of getting to know each other. So please give me thumbs up if you've taken a course in any of the career paths that I'll be reading out to you tonight. Data analytics, data science, data engineering, business analysis. Thank you very much, everybody. My work was really great, beautiful. Project management, SOC analysis, cloud and app security, GRC, and ethical hacking. Thank you, Faith, Irene. Amazing. Thank you very much. I like the energy in the group already. So yes, these are career paths that will help you gain experience in, and it doesn't just stop there. Like I said, there is so much more. Part of it is the session that we're having today, just a snippet, because we prep our interns every Thursday for interviews. And beyond the interview prep, we also make sure that they have a one-on-one interview prep with experts. So Amdari, when I introduced myself earlier, I said I'm one of the co-founders. So that means I have other people that I'm building Amdari with. And one of them is Ifemena Soups. Oh my God, pardon me. Ifemena Ipro. I wanted to say Adeza, and then it's just so Ifemena Ipro is one of the co-founders at Amdari. And trust me, he has a very familiar experience and journey as to everyone on this call today. Why am I saying everyone? I want to believe most people on this call moved to the UK on study visa. From your study visa, you got your PSW visa. While on your PSW visa, you're doing one or two menial jobs, or you're working in a care home or care job, whatever the case is. Ifemena is someone that has also passed through that state. He moved to the UK, studied visa, did his master's, and after that, he was on PSW. But in that season, he was working in a warehouse as an operator or something operator. I can't remember the name, right? Warehouse operator, yes. So he was working as a warehouse operator, and in that period, one thing he did was to build professional expertise and experience in data analytics so that he can transition and be able to get a job in that line. And trust me, just taking the course was one thing he figured out that wasn't enough. He needed to build UK experience, and he did that. And that was one of the things that really, really helped him. He got a job at the end of the day before his PSW visa expired, and he was able to also secure a visa sponsorship loan from that. One aspect that I skipped in my story also was the fact that the internship I had, right, helped me prepare very well for my first ever job. I got that job. They sponsored my relocation 7 months after I worked with them remotely. So it was like an opportunity for me to work with them, for them to get to know me and see my capacity. And honestly, I wasn't even really thinking in the direction of maybe relocation being sponsored or anything. For me, it was simple. I just want to level up. I want to be seen as somebody that can contribute more. And I wanted my salary to increase, honestly, and I wanted my job title to go from junior to even meet, I just wanted my job title to change. But it came with that and that relocation sponsorship. So sometimes you feel like, oh, let me just give you my all, let me do my best, and your effort is rewarded, right? But don't always think that sponsorship is charity. There is a reason why I'm saying that. So if a man got sponsored while on his PSW visa, and he went on to work as a data and AI contractor in the US, UK, Canada, currently based in Canada, by the way. And he has also worked in the UK with Post Office. He has worked with TISA UK. He has also worked with Teleplex Ireland, DPD Ireland, as a business intelligence developer. Pretty much, he has honestly done a whole lot in the data ecosystem. Last but not the least is Adeza Suleiman. That was the name that I wanted to mention, and it was just so yes, Adeza Suleiman is the third co-founder at Amdari. Similar experience, moved to the UK on study visa, and then after the study visa, PSW, gained experience as a data scientist, and that was how he was also able to secure a professional job and got sponsored as well. He has worked as a data science consultant in the UK and US. He has also worked as a data analytics consultant, and he's currently based in Canada. Just like Ifemena, Adeza has also helped over 2,000 candidates right now, professionals, especially immigrants in the UK, because this story is one that they are familiar with, right? So they've helped over 2,000 professionals to transition into tech. And when I say transition, I'm not saying, oh, we help you take a course. No, I am saying the skill that really makes it easy for you to get the job. So what are we going to be discussing today? The UK job market landscape, and then the live mock interview, the panel feedback from the 2 coaches I have with me on the call today, and we will take your questions. So these are things that we would be addressing. So before I start my conversation with the expert I have with me on the call, I would like you to know that the UK job market is very, very big, right? For roles that accept sponsorship alone, I'm talking monthly posting, we have over 1,000. When we look at the percentage of employers that are sponsoring also, I'm talking 56% that sponsor. And this is what it looks like. So the reality is that the opportunities are there, right? But when we don't get it, we start beating ourselves up. We start wondering what the problem is. Now, before I proceed into what this live mock interview is going to be about, because I am now going to be introducing the 2 people that I would be doing this with today, right? Let me look at where the people on the call say they are at. So Ada says she's getting more of unfortunately than invites for interviews. Amazing. Thank you very much, Ada. Amazing is not the fact that you're getting unfortunately. Amazing is the fact that you are here on the call today. Because I am not going to give you magic on this call. I am just going to give you honest feedback and opinion and steps that really work. It's not magic. It's just, are you ready to do the work? Because it works, right? Mayowa says, Mayowa here. Hi, Mayowa. Data analyst practiced in Nigeria, mostly hosted here in the UK. Okay, thank you, Maiwa. I have honestly spoken to more people like yourself, practiced in Nigeria, relocated to the UK. Story is different. They want you to have experience. Rukaya says, hi, I'm still at the CB stage. Okay, Rukaya, thank you very much. Akiola says, interested in the recording. Akiola, you're going to get it. Make sure you fill the form that my colleague dropped in the chat. And yes, this is a recording you definitely want to have access to so that you can practice based on feedback that will be shared today. Tebidayo says, I haven't started applying. I just started PMBA training and I'm presently on work experience project where I am the PM. I don't know if I can start applying now or I should wait till I am done. So this work experience you're referring to, Temidayo, is it at Amdari or elsewhere? I'd like to know, and let me know what, if it's at Amdari, let me know how many months you are in or into the program. You know what I mean? But I'm trying to work on my CV and LinkedIn. Okay. Let me know if you're doing this at Amdari, Temidayo, because there is definitely help on that. Manuel says, my name is Manuel Chijuke, a virtual assistant, no job landed yet, but stuck at the CV level. Okay, Emmanuel. Hetty Mensa says, hi, I am in Nigeria. I'm not in Nigeria or UK. How can I take part in your internship? This is not restricted to those in Nigeria or UK. This is to everybody, right? It doesn't matter your location, even though our people are mostly in the UK, but it doesn't matter your location. Experience is a must-have. It doesn't even matter your career path. Experience is a must-have. That's why medicine has something we call housemanship. You have to practice. That's why the UK has something like a graduate scheme, right? Practice is important. That's why your academic course of study also comes with work placement, like IT, maybe 6 months, 1 year. Work experience is important. Location doesn't matter. And Amdari also caters for every location. Africans, whether in diaspora or in their home country. So, what are we focusing on? We're focusing on competence-based questions, technical fit, as well as your readiness for sponsorship. How qualified are you? Like I said earlier, I am not doing this alone. I'll be doing this with the amazing Brown Uzoku, who is a certified Scrum Master and Tech Talent Development Expert. He has leveraged his expertise to drive transformative change across organizations in Africa and globally. So he has close to a decade experience in people management and talent development. He has also helped organizations across several industries, including fintech, beauty, e-commerce, and also non-profits to unlock their full human resource potential. So what this is simply telling you guys is you are going to be getting feedback and insight from somebody who has recruited and been in a situation where he was able to say, this is the right candidate, this is the right fit, and he will tell you sincerely from his experience what he has noticed and how people keep failing in interviews and what you can do to improve and stop getting ghosted. Like I have people who have written in the chat, okay? And then he also serves as a faculty member of Mastercard Foundation, Faith Foundation. She leads Africa and is currently leading the Global Employability Unit at Amdari, with expressions in the United Kingdom and Canada. Through his platform, he has also helped over 1,000 professionals transition to tech and landed good jobs in the UK. Please, can I see you give Brown I should see some excitement from the room. You guys, I should get some excitement. I should see that you guys are excited to be getting feedback from somebody like this. So yes, amazing. Thank you all so much. So Brown has personally helped some of Amdari's interns to secure roles. He's somebody that will work with you and give you his all, like attention, time, and actual commitment to your success. That's the best way to put it. He is going to give you that actual, like he is going to genuinely be invested in you succeeding. That's one thing that I personally appreciate about his work ethic. So he's not just, he's working with someone like Adewale Ibrahim, for example. He won't just be doing it because, oh, I have to. He will do it because he knows why this is important to Adewale. He will do it because he knows that for Adewale, this is coming from a place of, I have been doing this, it has never worked. I am hoping to give it another shot. And I really am hoping that you will take this as seriously, because yes, I know it's not your problem, it's my problem, but I hope you will take this as seriously. That is how much of this assignment Brown understands, and he's one person that I can tell you, as long as you're working with him, you're very good. And then I have Amina. Honestly, not so far personality wise. Amina is that person that will also be invested. That's one thing I like about the people we work with at Amdari, right? It's one thing to say you're doing things for people. It's another thing to genuinely care, right? It's another thing to genuinely want to see these people succeed, because people are doing this not just because they want to waste the money, not just because they want to waste the time, but because something is not working and I need help. So I am trusting you with this vulnerable stage of mind or vulnerable state of mind. Please help out the right way, right? And that's the beauty of the people I work with at Amdari. Here is Amina, an employability specialist here at Amdari. She specializes in CV revamp, LinkedIn optimization, as well as mock interview prep. And she has helped individuals create ATS-friendly CVs. Her success rate is amazing because she has been able to help over 300 candidates land roles. Some of them, she works closely also with Brown to make sure that these guys are able to secure their. And like I said, what there is, expertise is one thing, but actual commitment and care that this person I'm working with should succeed is another thing. And both of them marry this effortlessly, which is personally why I said I cannot do this session alone. I need amazing people like yourself. One of the people that they prepped, right, is Pedro. Pedro was able to get a visa sponsorship in the UK. He got it in December last year. His internship started with us last year, September. He got the job in December. This, I would like you to hear from Pedro for 2 minutes before I now bring Brown and Amina on, and then I would introduce our guest. When I say our guest, I mean the candidate we are interviewing. Her name is Esther. Hi, Esther. Can you just wave at us? Let's see, Esther. I have been seeing her wave earlier, but let me just be sure she's here. Amazing. Hi, Esther. Thank you so much for joining us. It's nice to have you. So, before we do the interview prep, let me show you people that one of the people that Brown and Amina prepped for interviews, and they were able to have. When I say I'm just doing one person, because of time, just one person. We listened to Pedro for 2 minutes. He secured a SOC role, but that's not actually the job title. He would mention it on this call. So he secured the role, and it's a visa sponsorship. So let's listen to it.
Thanks so much, Pedro, for doing this with us. And congratulations on landing the cybersecurity role. Is it SOC or what's the job title?
It's OT security specialist, but more of OT security. So it's cybersecurity, but in operations technology.
Amazing. And it came with visa sponsorship, correct?
Yes. Role.
Yeah. Let me blow some confetti, imaginary confetti. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank
All right. So I would like to know how your experience, right, the work experience at Amdari helped you go from being a job seeker to becoming job ready, right? From the mentorship to the project. How did the work experience help you go from being a job seeker to being job ready?
Okay, so for starters, in my IT career, I've been more of a lone wolf. I like to study on my own, do my certifications, but moving to the UK, I realized that I had to change. I knew I needed some form of mentorship, and that's how I stumbled into Amdari. And yes, the program helped. It provided some guided mentorship that helped me determine the road that was suitable for me and how to navigate to the next chapter. I was already in employment, but I knew I needed to pivot. And yes, the Amdari experience was very important, and it contributed to me landing this new role.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you very much, Pedro. So what specific aspect of this internship would you say helped you ace your interview?
Okay. For starters, Amdari helped. They have several services. And I think the very first one I opted for was the CV rebuild. That is very, very important. And after the session, my CV got a lot better. I knew I was getting a lot more interviews. but I was really picky about the companies I wanted to join. So the CV rebuild was very, very good. And when I did get called for this interview, they also helped with interview preparation sessions. That was very good. That's put me in the right place to answer, to predict questions that were going to be asked, and that really helped to land the role. Then the experience with Amdari was amazing. We had I was in the SOC analysts cohort. We dabbled into several projects ranging from SIM analysis, we're building VMs and doing malware analysis. And yes, I mentioned that during my interview, and yes, it really did help.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay, right. All right. Give me thumbs up if you heard everything Pedro said. Please give me thumbs up, okay? Give me thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Beautiful. Thank you very much. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen now because we're about to get into the interview prep proper. And we are super, super grateful to Esther for volunteering to be the person who prepped. We had a couple of people indicate interest, but we can only take one person because of time. We would have another one in 2 weeks' time, and we would pick from the list of people that showed interest. But trust me, a session like this is not just meant to be to while away time or to waste time or to, it's for us to pick something important. So I'll be bringing on stage Brown and Amina real quick, and then Esther also. So, hi Brown, are you there?
Yeah, I am, but I'm not able to share my video. I don't know why.
Oh, you're unable to put on your video?
Yeah.
Oh, it was on earlier. Do you want to drop off and join back?
Okay.
Yeah, I think the host is no. I think it's the host. I'm also unable to.
Okay. Okay. Hello, Jennifer.
Jennifer.
Hi, mommy.
Hi, Jennifer. Yeah, you need to make it possible for them to share, put on their videos. So maybe make them post.
Okay. Brown.
All right, so we're going to start right about now. But like I said earlier, also Esther has to be able to also do the same. So please just correct that. So you heard clearly what Pedro said regarding how he was prepped for the interview, and he said that made him know exactly what to expect in the interview. So Amdari preps you for interviews. We don't just say this is work experience, work on projects, build experience. We also understand how important it is for you to be able to defend that experience, to be able to share narratives from that experience. Okay, so that's exactly what this helps you. So we're going to start now. Hi Amina, are you there? And Esther, are you ready? So please put on your video, Esther. Okay, great. So I think I can only pin 3 people at a time. So I might need to just take off Brown for a while Amina asks questions. Then Brown will be back. So let's start with Amina and her questions to Esther. So Esther, please, if you're ready, we are. And then I will hand over to Amina. So Amina would ask you questions, and then we will be back to Brown. Okay, thank you very much, Esther. I see you.
Okay. Hi.
All right. Hi, Esther. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you. And yourself?
I'm doing very great. Thank you. Well, welcome to this interview prep. It's really exciting to have you here. So I want you to, be very comfortable. Okay. If you need water, please, by all means, take water. Have water beside you, take water. And yeah, I just want you to be very comfortable. Okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
All right. So yeah, we got your application, and that is why we called you in for the interview. Okay. So like Omomi said, we have like 3 sections of questions. I just want to walk you through the process. Okay. We have 3 sections of question. I would be asking you a few questions, same as Brown, and then Omomi would, ask you other questions, and then we'll give you like a feedback afterwards. Okay.
Okay.
Is that fine?
That's
all right.
okay.
Fantastic. Okay, so Esther, within 2 minutes, can you briefly tell us about yourself?
Well, my name is Esther. I currently work as a finance assistant at SLB One Subsea, where I report to the Europe and Africa controller. My role focuses mostly on analyzing large data sets and supporting project performance and improving processes using SAP and Excel. A big part of my role is more like identifying inefficiencies and creating solutions and building reports. I recently built a consolidated project tracker for my team, where I used mostly Excel and Power BI, which has helped us to make our data more traceable and more visible. And I work closely with stakeholders like project management, clients, and I work with different regions like Malaysia, Africa, Angola, Ghana, right? And I also work with the US as well. So my role is very diverse because my company is also like really diverse, right? So and the reason why I'm looking to move into the business analyst role is because I want to focus more on process improvements, and I also want to drive operational and commercial decisions. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Esther. That was fantastic. Okay, so my next question, can you tell me about the time you worked with because I had a lot of work with stakeholders and all of that. So can you
Yeah.
tell me about the time? Yeah, can you tell me about the time you work with multiple stakeholders with different priorities? How did you manage expectation and ensure alignment?
Okay, so for instance, most of the countries I work with, example, I'm in the UK and US, most of them have like different time zones, right? So most of the time I work based on what is more important and which deadline is like which project I have to do, like which deadline is more closer, right? And most of the time I try to do the US accounts because I do it like mostly project accounts. So I try to do the US accounts first because they wake up like around 12 o'clock UK time. So by that time I'm able to present what I need to do. Then for the team I work with in Nigeria or Angola, we have the same time. So I work the same time as them as well. But the only challenge I normally have is the time difference, right? Because sometimes I have to pick calls like very late at night because I need to talk to our clients in the US. Yes. So
Okay, well done, Esther. So I heard something that really I wanted to also ask a follow-up question. You said working with with different people at multiple time zones was like a challenge. So how are you able to, how are you able to, what was the solution to that? Well, how are you able to tackle that, challenge you're having at the time?
so like I said, I do it by it depends on the deadline I have. Say for instance, probably my manager in the US, I need to respond or I need to provide a report at 12 o'clock. I start work at 8 o'clock in the morning. Then I finish at 5 in the evening. So it's by priority, which one is more important, right? So I think since when I started doing everything by priorities, which one is more important and which deadline is more closer, I think I've been able to like meet those deadlines for each of my managers.
Okay, thank you so much, Esther.
Yeah.
So as a business analyst, right, how were you able to, manage this? I mean, what tools rather, because I didn't hear you speak about the tools you use. What tools were you able to use to, manage deadlines and, keep yourself on track and all of that? Were there any tools you used?
Most of the time is Excel because I took some courses in advanced Excel, right? So most of the time I use like Excel to be able to I type my taxes for the day on Excel and I'm able to like manage it because then I create like a data validation to say, oh, have I done this? Yes or no, yes or no, yes or no, like that, like that. And I also use Power BI, but Power BI is mostly for when I'm doing like my main work. But the tool I use most of the time is Microsoft Excel. for all my work, because everything is mostly, but our ERP in my company is SAP, right? So that one is for like general work, but like my own personal one that I use for my own personal things and also work things is Excel.
All right, thank you, Esther.
Yeah.
All right. I wanted to ask a follow-up question, but not to worry, I think that's fine. So lastly, my last question. So this company is growing quickly, all right, and the process may not always be, fully defined. So can you maybe share an example of when you had to work with, work in an evolving environment? How are you able to, work with that kind of environment?
So to be honest, I've not really worked in an involving because most of the companies I've worked with are mostly big companies, right? But I think I'll talk about how I was able to transition into working with like the company, right? Because when you first start with a big company, it's sometimes intimidating because you have a lot of people that have like more experience than you and all that. But I was always open to learning, and I was always open to asking questions. I had like a lot of bosses that I just go into their Microsoft Teams and ask them questions on how they can help me out with a particular project. And sometimes I have like a lot. My team members are quite friendly and they are easily approachable, so I was able to communicate my challenges with them, and they were able to like help me out most of the time when I'm having issues or something. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Esther. Fantastic response. I think that'll be all from my own end. Thank you.
No
All right,
worries.
thank you very much, for that. So, I will bring on Brown right now. Well done, Esther. That was good. So let's hear from Brown, and I'll explain it. Okay.
Hi, Esther. Good evening. How are you doing today?
Hi, Brown. Good evening. Nice to meet you.
All right, you're welcome. Okay, so I have just 3 questions for you.
Tell me.
Yeah, so but first, before I go into the 2 are technical, one is just a very basic question. So I'm going to just start with that one first. So you saw the JD before you indicated interest to be interviewed for this role, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, so can you tell me a bit of what our business do? What do we do?
Mm.
Are you trying to go through it now?
No, actually, because it didn't actually state what you do. It just stated the job role.
The job description you saw didn't state what we do. Are you sure?
Yeah, it was just the job roles that I saw.
All right. Then my second question will be, walk me through how you use them Excel to analyze large data sets. What functions do you use?
So for Excel, I use mostly pivot table, XLOOKUP, SUMIFs. I use HLOOKUP as well. I use what's it called? I use data validation tools as well. And I use we have this SAP Excel analysis that I use as well for mostly for me to be able to analyze SAP data into Excel.
I want to hear the functions you use aside from the SAP when you're working with Excel. All right.
I think I just said XLOOKUPs, SUMIFs,
Okay.
pivot tables, data validation tools that are on Excel, which is the data on the Excel validation tools here, and I use what if analysis as well.
Okay. All right. So how do you create a customer journey map from scratch?
How do I create what?
A customer journey map or a user journey map from scratch?
From scratch. To be honest, I've never created a customer journey map. Most of the things I do is create trackers, project trackers. And when I'm doing, project trackers. When I'm doing that, I start with, because I get different data from different sources. So first thing first is I start to understand the data and what exactly my manager is looking for, right? Then I I then do it by project. I start with the particular project. Then I do the status of the project. I add the status of the project. Then I add the costs of each of the projects so that I'm able to trace it to the particular project. And we also have a case where we have like statuses of each of the projects, if the project is done, if it is incomplete, if it is in progress, and what are the subcategories under each of these projects. So I am able to so what I normally do is I start with the project name, then the subcategories of the project on Excel. Then I'll have one tab for that. Then I have another tab for all like the raw data, whether it is in progress, whether it is approved, whether it is invoiced. I have a tab for that. Then I also have a tab for the cost. Then I have a consolidated tab that I normally put like pivot tables that consolidate everything for me, and I'm able to get like a summary data for like all the different status and different categories. So I normally do it first by the status, then I do it by the project, then I do it by probably highest to lowest for the cost most of the time.
All right. So finally, this role has to do with a lot of process improvements, both internally, all right, or also tell me how you're going to manage resistance to change when you want to improve your process within the organization.
Sorry, coming in.
So the role, you do a lot of process improvements, okay? So, and when you are trying to improve the process, it comes with change.
Yeah.
And when change comes, you might meet some level of resistance from some stakeholders. So
Yes.
Tell me how you're going to deal with resistance to change.
Okay, so for instance, like this is very familiar because I was going to create, I think on Friday when I was working, I was going to create a particular project tracker for one of my countries, which is, I think it was Congo. And the project manager is not very friendly. Like when you send that email, she does not respond except you escalate it. So, but this time around, I think the first thing I did was I tried to explain what this process is going to do and how it's going to help and simplify the job for her herself. So I think that was when she was able to like be more open and be like, okay, she even brought up more ideas and more suggestions. So I think the first thing for me was trying to explain how it's going to help her on the long run. Right. Yeah. So that was how I was able to navigate that part. Yeah.
All right. Thank you. I will. That will be all from me from now. I will hand over to Omomi.
All right.
Okay, thank you very much, Brown, and thank you, Esther, for all the response. So there were a couple of things I picked from the response to all the questions. So my question will come from most of them. So from all you described, even when Brown asked questions, I could pick that you are more of a financial analyst than a BA. Am I correct?
Yes.
So, and this role is for that of a business analyst, right?
Yes.
So why did you apply for this role?
Like I said when I was doing my introduction, I said that the business analyst role is going to expose me to more operations and working with more large data sets. And it's going to expose me to using tools like, because when I was checking the job role, I said that it was going to expose me to using tools like Vigma. Is that Vigma? I'm not Vigma here. So it's going to expose me to use tools like that. And it's also going to help me to like improve my skills, because I think that personally I have like very good analysis skills, and business analyst and financial analysis, to me, it seems like it's the same thing, but I feel like it's going to help me more to understand both parts of like both business analysis and financial analysis, and it's going to help me to improve myself on the long run. So that's why I'm applying for the role.
Okay, so I'm not holding my pen, so I'm trying to take notes. Okay, it's going to help you improve on this, improve on that. Okay, that's wrong. Now, are you saying right now, as a business analyst or as someone who is applying to this company, you would need time catching up on one or two things since I'm just saying this from what you said. So are you saying as a business analyst joining our team, you would need time catching up on one or two areas of business analysis? Is that the case?
I would say catching up because I think both roles are quite similar, and I'm very proactive. Like I'm very proactive, and it's not. I think I will classify myself as a fast learner. You can show me something once, and I understand it. It will take time to it will take time to understand it. But the thing is, because I'm fast in learning what I do, and I am a self-starter, right? I can just go on my own and just Google it or probably check on YouTube on how to do it. So I don't think I need to be babied to understand the role, right? Yeah.
So as a self-starter on a team,
Yeah.
right, that needs a business analyst to help with process inefficiency. So what technique would you say you would use to improve? What technique would you use for improvement and innovation? Did you get that?
No, I did not.
What business analysis technique would you use in a situation? Now you're on the team, you're in my company, right? And we have maybe system inefficiency kind of problem. So now part of the task that you need to do has to do with process improvement and transformation. So what business analysis technique would you use? You just said you are a self-starter, all that sort of, and you wouldn't need to be paid. So now you've gotten the job. And part of the problem we're having right now is something related to inefficiency within our system. And we want you to use some processes for improvement and transformation. So what business analysis technique would you use?
The first thing I'll do is understand what the problem is, right? Then after understanding the problem is, probably I'll type it on Google or like YouTube to like know the right business analysis technique to use, because I need to know the business technique you use like in the company before I can actually suggest the one that you should use. Yeah.
So it won't be coming from experience, it will be coming from you figuring it out in the job.
Yeah.
All right. What's your greatest professional achievement?
My greatest professional achievement, I think the one for now, the one I'll say is becoming the most proactive person in the team right now in my company, because I think recently I got an award for being the most proactive person in the team. Yeah, I think that's one of my biggest achievement, because my company is quite very competitive, and for me to be able to land that, it took a lot of hard work. Yeah.
All right, awesome. And in terms of maybe improving the process, can you tell me about the time that you made a significant change, or maybe a recommendation from you led to something that improved the company's process, or maybe it helped them grow significantly? Can even be revenue related, right? But I would like to know one time where you had to do something like improved the company's process, revenue, or save them time or money.
Well, one of them is creating reports for clients, because every time we have to create like AR reports for clients to understand the improvement of like to understand what they are owing us, and to understand what we need to send to them, like job in progress and like the invoices that we need to send to them, right? So what I did when I joined the team was I had like a backlog report, because we had a lot of backlog. And when I was doing my interview for this company I'm working with, the first thing I said was, oh, I can work with large data set. And they were like, oh, that they have like a backlog of reports that they need somebody to help them to simplify. So one of the things I did was help them simplify that backlog reports, which I used mostly pivots to help them simplify that report, to see what we have outstanding for payments, right? To see what you have outstanding for payment to see what is already invoiced, right? So yeah, that was what I did during that period.
So in your career so far, have you had the opportunity to do things?
Have I had an opportunity to lead a team?
Yes.
No, I haven't. But presently, I'm acting as a project controller and I'm managing like 2 people. Just right now, I'm acting. It's not like I have gotten the role yet, but yeah, right now, yeah, I'm working as a project controller, and I have like 2 people in my team that I have to oversee what they're doing.
So can you tell me, this is my last question, by the way, or maybe not? Yeah, I think this will be the second to the last. So can you tell me the team you had the opportunity to work with, like the job titles of your teammates that you worked with so far?
Yeah, so one of them, I don't know if I can mention names. Actually, I can't mention names. One
Just
of
job
them,
titles.
yeah. So one of them is a finance assistant, and the second person is a cost controller.
That's like that's the cross-functional team you worked with in your career.
Yeah, my career just basically started. Yes, yeah.
All right, that's fine. Last question: why should we pick you? We're speaking to a couple of people for this role, not just one. So why should we say, let's go with Esther? Let's shut down every other, interview that is already scheduled. Let's cancel it. Let's send them emails and say,
I
better
believe,
luck next time. So why should we go with Esther?
I believe I am. I believe I'm going to be value added to the team because, firstly, I'm a self starter and I'm very proactive, and I'm able to use and quickly. I'm able to quickly transform data into something that it is more readable and that is more readable and going to help us to create more informed business decisions, which I believe is something that you are looking for on this role.
Thank you very much, Esther. That would be all from my end. Please, can we give Esther, let's show Esther some love. Let's show Esther some love. Thank you so much, Esther. And I would applaud your confidence and your willingness to definitely. It's not easy. I mean, having over how many people, 70 plus people on the call, and yeah, well done, well done. So feedback time, and I would start with Amina to give her feedback, and then I will go to Brown, and then I would also call. And I would take just one person from the audience to also just, please, feedback does not necessarily mean it has to always be negative. No. If there is something about what she said that is amazing, you can definitely spell it out also. And you can type in the chat. This is all of us doing this together, right? I am sure you all have learned something. So let me put it this way for everyone else on the call, please. What's that thing that Esther did on the call that you feel like you learned from, right? Maybe something she said. There are things that I feel like that I would like to spell out, but I would let Amina and Brown speak. But for everyone else, please, is there something Esther said that you really like and you would want to use in your next interview? All right, so use the chat and type while Amina speaks. Hello, Amina. Thank you so much, Esther. So let me just pin Amina back.
All right. Thank you, Mom. Esther, are you still here?
Yeah, she's here.
Yeah.
All right, great. So if you see me looking down, it's just because I noticed some things and I just want so that I don't forget, right? So first of all, I'd like to applaud you. That was really great. Like Mommy said, facing over 70 plus people on the call, it's not something most people would find easy. And you sound very confident. I must give you that. Very, very confident. Like you know your onions, you know what you're talking about. So fantastic. But a couple of things I noticed is when you were speaking, so when it comes to interviews go beyond just your response. It's also how you respond. Your gestures, everything you do matters. Okay. So you were looking up a lot, like you're not looking directly at your camera, you're looking up and maybe trying to gather your thought or something. But yeah, you were doing that a lot, and I don't want you to do that in an actual interview. So when you're speaking, try to, focus, be like, look at the camera, look at whoever is speaking with you, and talk. And that thing again I notice is structure. Okay. Again, in interviews, it's not just about what you say, it's also how pass the information. So I might not be a business analyst if I'm not a business analyst, and when you're speaking, I should to a certain level understand what you're saying, even if I don't end to end understand the technical terms that you're using. I should understand what you're saying. It's like a structure, just like going to watch a movie and then you get back home and then they are asking you, oh, how was the movie? Can you tell us, like, briefly explain what happened in the movie, or tell us, story, or what happened? And then you started from the middle, you went to the end, and then you came back to the beginning. You might have watched the movie, facts, but they might not believe that you actually watched the movie. So I want you to familiarize yourself with the seat approach. Okay. So like I said, when you go for interviews, it's not just about what you say, it's about how you also say it. So the SEAT approach is an acronym. It's SEAT: skills, experience, achievements, and traits. Now you said everything I wanted to hear. You said certain things I wanted to hear, but it was everywhere. You were everywhere. Okay. So sometimes this interviewers go into an interview, rather the recruiters or hiring manager go into an interview and they want to hear a certain thing. And if you're not saying it how they want to, how it should be said, they might not proceed to the next step with you. Okay, so use the SEAT approach: skills, experience, achievements, and trait. You've said it all. You don't even need to stress it. Once you've used that approach, everybody or whoever is on the call will understand what you're saying and saying, even if that person is not a technical person. Even if that person is not technical altogether. The other thing I also wanted to address is also you didn't tie a lot of your answers to your experience. What I mean by that is when my son or mommy asked you a situational question, you sort of just gave a vague answer. You're not like, so when you are doing this, okay, tell me about the time you did this. It is important that you tie it to an experience. What I mean by that is, oh, tell me about the time you worked with stakeholders. Okay, yeah, during my time at XYZ company, I was able to do this. So you use the STAR approach. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but the STAR approach is the situation, task, action, and results. So you tie it to an experience. As a matter of fact, even if a question is not situational, and it's just like, okay, so can you also answer the question that Brown asked, but you didn't give like in-depth answer to it. So when you are answering situational question or a non-situational question, oh, can you list the tools that you've worked with? You can just, okay, yeah, I've worked with Excel, Power BI, and yeah, I was able to use Power BI during my time at XYZ company to do this. Now you are tying it to an experience. You're not giving us textbook answers. Okay, so if I go, I'm not a business analyst, and I just go on Google and I read these things, I can just come and say an interview. But by the time you tie it to your experience, they can see on your resume, on your CV, that okay, this is an experience that you've had in this company, and then you're tying it to that experience. It gives more context to your answers, right? So the last thing I wanted to also say is I wanted to ask that follow-up question when you said no, you've not actually worked with a startup company. So that could be you shooting yourself in the leg. When you are answering a question in an interview and they ask the question that that is not related to your actual experience, you can say that, okay, I've not actually, okay, as much as I've not worked in a startup, this is what I'm going to do, or this is how I'm going to, do everything like you've just asked me, rather than just saying, oh, I've not worked in a startup. Try to always, don't leave an open space and say, oh, I've not worked in the startup and all of that, but try to also integrate your experience, okay, as well as something that you feel like you predict that you do if you're in that situation. Because I can tell you for a fact that not every question you're being asked in an interview you have an answer to, no. But the ability to predict what you would do if you were in that situation is very important. If an interviewer asks you, can you tell me about the time you did this? And you're like, oh, in all honesty, I have not. that is you shooting yourself in the leg. So avoid saying, oh, I have not, but rather try to predict what you actually do in that situation. Okay. I don't know if this has made any sense so far, Esther.
Okay. Hi,
Yeah.
Esther.
Yeah, thank you.
And please, everyone, I would like us to see this as feedback to all. Esther is representing everybody. I promise you that is what this is. Esther is all of us. Like, we go for interviews, we make some of these mistakes, or we don't even think it's very important. And I would also share my feedback. This feedback stage is the most important aspect. We needed to demo the conversation so that everybody would put themselves in that, zone that, oh, okay, this is what I typically do also. This is what I say also. So when we give feedback, you can quickly tie it to what was said. So I hope that we're also taking notes as Amina shared her feedback. Like I said, Esther is just everyone, honestly. And yeah, there is always room for improvement, even if there are areas that we're so good at. So I would hand over to Brown, but please, Amina, someone is asking in the chat the full meaning of SAT. So SEAT, sorry. So you might want to say that again, although they've answered, but just say it again so that.
Yeah, I was about to type in that. So guys, it's skills, experience, achievements, and traits. I'll still type it in the chat box though. But yeah.
Thank you. All right, Brown, over to you. Please, guys, this is the most important segment, so you want to stick around. Hi, Brown.
All right. Well done, Esther. I enjoyed the conversation with you. You are very confident, and that is something that you have going on for you. Okay, so I wouldn't waste time on that. Let's get straight to areas of improvement, because that is what you're going to gain from majorly, not just you, everybody on the call. So the first question that you were asked, tell me about yourself. You answered it brilliantly. I was almost, saying, one thing about the interview is, that tell me about yourself question, all right, is your opportunity to make a first impression. And most of the time, people make, an impression of you from your response to that question. And that it can account to 50%, you can account up to 50% of the outcome, of that interview. All right. So, but I was already enjoying myself until you made one statement, which is after you have said all the nice things, you now said, I'm looking to move into the business analysis space. All right. Okay. So that already tells me that you don't have experience in the business analysis space. All right. You are trying to use my business, my company, you want to use us to learn. All right. Which it can happen. You are very smart, but I don't need to have that information. Okay. Which is why your CV, even if you are coming from a financial analysis background, you have to tailor your CV to look like you've been doing business analysis. All right. So when you come, the way you talk about yourself, even I interviewing you, I wouldn't even know that this is your first business analysis role. So you shouldn't tell me that you are looking to, those are the kind of statements you make if it's an internship role. All right, and we are trying to hire interns, then you can make such statements. Or if you make such statements if you're applying for graduate trainee or a PhD, where you are giving your statement of purpose and all of that. Why do you want to? But for a job description that clearly states we want an experienced business analyst, even if you don't have an experience, but you have gone through the job description and know that from my transferables, from my previous experience, even though they're not business analysis, but from my previous experiences, everything on this job description, I can do them. All right, I can do it. If you know that that is the situation, then you don't have to come to the interview and tell me that you're just trying to transition to it. Don't ever make that statement at all. All right, that's number one. And number two is that also nobody should make that mistake. Properly research the business that you have been interviewed for, especially maybe others, maybe a software engineer can afford not to. But for a role as business, a role as important as business analysis, I mean, the cardinal truths, the core of what you're coming to do is to understand the business and how to improve it. And if you're showing up for the interview without having any clue of what the business or the company is into, is already a red flag. So I know they shared these documents, I believe you can confirm that you shared this job description you shared with me with them, right? When they applied. So, and the job, what the business does is actually is clearly stated there. Our client is an ambitious, growing provider of property management technology and turnkey, profit energy efficiency survey and all of that. So it was actually what they do is actually stated. All right. So it's very important that you research the business, the company, what they do, so that you can actually, have more tailor your answers, properly. That's number two. Then number three is Excel. When I asked the question about tell me how you use Excel to transform, work on large data set or all of that, you gave me maybe just a 3-sentence answer. All right. And I asked you 1 or 2 questions that you clearly told me that you don't know the answers to, which is okay. But don't make the mistake of, it's an interview, all right? Now, I asked you the one that you are an expert in, and you just gave me two-word answer. It was an opportunity for you to shine more. Like, don't stop talking until I tell you that it's okay. I've heard, all right? Because this is an interview. There are questions that you may not have all the answers to. You are just trying to wiggle your way out of it. But the one that's your core, just talk, sell yourself, use it, and at the end of the day, I might overlook every other thing and just hire you because of your, Excel and expatriate and all of that. So then, but another brilliant. Let me end with the another brilliant thing you did is when I asked the question about tell me how you create a user journey map, from scratch. You told me that you didn't know about it, but you didn't stop talking. You went through, start telling me this what you know about, but even though for this particular interview that wouldn't have even scared you through because your answers was coming, you've had more of a project management experience, a lot of project planning, project tracking and all of that. So, but it's also brilliant, assuming that you're a data analyst and you don't know how to create a user journey map, but you know how to do some other things, all right? And you started telling me about those things. That was an excellent move. You asked you didn't know what I asked you, but in that moment you asked yourself a question and started answering yourself at the same time. A question that you could answer and started answering yourself. That was brilliant. Just that you've never been a business. It was obvious in this interview that you've never done business analysis. You don't know so much about it. But I appreciate your confidence for showing up. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brown. That was well put. Okay, this is the job lab session. Great. So sorry, Jennifer, you might want to edit it if you've not added this, the UK job lab. Okay, I believe they've added. So yes, thank you so much, Brown. That was an amazing feedback. And Esther, please confirm you got that.
Yeah, thank you, Brown. Your feedback was very I think is what I wanted to hear because I knew that. So the thing is, I'm not trying to defend myself, but what I'm trying to say is when you asked me, I froze at some point. Yeah, but I had to quickly think myself out of the whole situation. Yeah, but yeah, thank you for the feedback. Was really helpful. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Esther. One thing I like about you, I will start my feedback from there, the honesty part. Esther went the route of honesty so much. So don't worry, I won't repeat what has been said already. She went the route of honesty so much so that she made it obvious that she doesn't have experience as a business analyst. And remember, you are not the only one applying to that role. We're only interviewing Esther on this call today because it's a simulation. Guys, the actual application is going to be Esther with Lola, with Gerald, with more people. I asked the question earlier, which was, the response was just as is and to be processed. That's for process improvement and transformation. And Lola typed it in the chat, right? I don't know if Lola googled it, but Lola typed it in the chat. Why am I saying this? This is clearly saying that it's competitive out there. That which you don't know, someone else knows it. That which you're not giving me in an interview, someone else is giving it to me. And that means I will go with that person. So when I spoke to you, Esther, bear in mind that confidence can be there, but conviction can be missing on my part as a recruiter. So Esther can come with the confidence. She sounds so sure. She's not stuttering. She's not but then I am not sure, which is what happens today, right? Esther said some things, a whole lot around how this job will help her. I didn't hear how Esther is going to help this job or this company. I was just hearing a whole lot, like she used this word so much, like it would help me understand, it would help me learn, it would help me figure out. So this is about Esther. This is not about Esther helping the company. And please note that that job you see on the job board exists because the company has a problem and they need people that can solve it. They need people that can help solve it. So if this is going to be someone positioning as, I am coming to learn, the company might not hire you because how are you going to make it worth our own while too, right? Especially sponsorship jobs. That's not even going to be possible because sponsorship comes with them spending money, right? On paperwork, on compliance and all that. We're talking 5 to 10K just to sort you for sponsorship. So sponsorship is even taking it extra, but I just have to still mention it. So if a company puts a job posting out there, please bear in mind that it is not because they want to help humanity. It's not because they want to take more people off care jobs. It's not because of any of that. It is because their own company, their own system has a problem and they need somebody that can help solve it. So from interview, someone else is saying how this company would help them learn. So, and Brown said something around this also, that also you want to come and use my company to learn. It's not a bad thing, don't get it wrong. But how do you come in to help? This is the problem. It's established. A business analyst role exists when there's system inefficiency, when the process needs some form of improvement, right? And all that. So are you in that position where you can now bring your own expertise to improve the process? I didn't even hear the closest thing that a business analyst to quickly say, which is as is and to be. Now, I deliberately asked that question. You know, I established before I continued that. Have you, you sound more like a financial analyst than a business analyst. And you said yes, that you've not worked as a business analyst before. Now, guys, honesty is beautiful. But you really want the honesty to favor you. What do I mean? Really have the skill. That's the honesty that these people care about, that you can do the job. You see that honesty of, I am humble, I don't know how to do it, I don't want to lie to you. It will cost you the job. Because let me tell you something that Esther did today that I liked, right? She sold herself as a self-starter. I liked that a lot. From how she described herself, I can tell that she's a self-starter. She also went ahead. She was mentioning, oh, I'm a self-starter. She mentioned it a couple of times. Then I went on to say, can you tell me about your greatest professional achievement? She said something, the most proactive staff. Proactive means you are a self, like you take initiative. You don't wait to be told, you don't wait to be instructed, you do it. Esther just confirmed again with a different question I asked her, which was deliberate. Every question on this call today was not random, right? And bear in mind that interview questions, most times, I don't prepare my questions. I honestly just go there, especially if I know I'm not the first to ask you questions. I know that I would pick my questions from what you're saying to other people. So if this is the approach, do you think that watching 5-10 videos on how to ace an interview as a business analyst will help? No. The only thing that can really help you is for you to truly be skilled. That's why I said the best way is just have the skills and your sincerity will favor you in that end. For saying I haven't done it before, I would just go with Lola that says as is, you know, and then she mentions other things. Now, when Esther said, now I'm beginning to like Esther. After she said she's a self-starter, I'm beginning to like Esther. After she said she won the award of the most proactive person, she solidified my likeness for her. And I'm like, I think she has she has that behavioral skill, right? The traits are there. Business analyst, technicality wise, and all that experience, it's missing. I have already seen that. But I want to see how I can work with Esther. So if Esther is a self-starter, I know that maybe a couple of weeks, a month might be what she needs to learn. She also said fast learner. It doesn't really work in a lot of companies, but I don't want to say that it's a one-size-fits-all kind of situation. And I don't want to speak for everybody. But I'm telling you how this thing can really help you, like on 100% base, right? Not probability based. So I went on to ask Esther, can you tell me the team, the cross-functional team you have worked with? That was a deliberate question. just to know that yes, Esther does not have experience as a business analyst, but she's proactive. She's a self-starter. She's this. She has those traits that really she might energy to my. Then I said, tell me the team you worked with. She did not mention her team that's a business analyst report. So that's a lot of learning that would happen. And that's a solid no for me, right? So I am looking for other things that might complement Esther that would make me say, okay, I like this trait about her. I like this personality trait. She would be a great addition to the team. And I'll tell you why I keep hammering on personality trait. If I'm hiring, one thing I tell people I reach out to is, let's say I'm hiring for a developer. I need a developer that works with this tech stack, but please, that person must have a great attitude to work. That's why you see that I keep mentioning that, oh, I like what she said about herself, and that award she got just for that tells me that, okay, people have even experienced her and they saw it as, they validated it with the award they gave her. So that makes me believe that Esther is a proactive person and she's a self-starter. But so being a self-starter means you need to even know where to start from. You need to even know what is expected. There is role expectation. There is you understanding why this role even exists. Now, she doesn't know much about business analysis yet. So even that self-starter trait would not really work here. So you see that baby that she said she wouldn't need, she would need it. I just established it by asking the question, what team have you worked with? She has not worked with the kind of team that a business analyst would work with, right? You would work with tech team, UI UX designers, developers, different stakeholders at different levels, project managers, operations managers, and all. And I said leadership also. What team have you led before? She also doesn't have leadership experience. And business analysis is you managing C-suite executives. Like that's how high level your role would be. So this conversation today just tells me that she is not ready. Is she smart? Yes. Is she brilliant? Yes. Is she confident? Yes. Did she say some things technicality wise and everything that sounds like she has actually worked in a system? Yes. But is it the kind of system that we want? No. Is it the kind of knowledge that we want for this role? No. So you see how even with confidence, you can fail on the conviction level, right? So I hope you get where I'm coming from. So at the end of the day, when you apply for a job, note two things. That job exists because there is a problem within the company. You should be coming to solve a problem, and you should be positioning as somebody that is coming to solve that problem. So it's not just about you like, oh, it will help me. That is already shooting yourself on the foot. And the second one is cross-functional team exposure can really help you out a lot of times. Because if Esther had mentioned something around the kind of cross-functional, honestly, I would easily want to give her the job. Because I would say, yes, that self-starter trait would work. She has already worked with a team as familiar as this. So it's just maybe the role expectation that would change a bit, which is something I believe she'll be able to catch up on. But she would have to learn all of those. The team, speaking developer language, you've not worked with them. Oh my God, we are going to be on a project for as long as possible. And remember, maybe that job role exists because we are already slow. Productivity is already bad, right? And there is somebody that will come and figure things out on the job, like learning to speak developer language, Figma, UI, UX, all of that. And that is your job. BRD, business requirement document creation also, right? Creating epics, user story, all of that. Like that's a lot of learning. So that is why work experience is very important. So please give me thumbs up if you got all I said. Hi Esther, are you there? Thank you everybody.
I am on here. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so like I said, the feedback is to everybody. And I will say thank you to Brown and Amina for their time on the call today. Like I said, we will do this again, but not with, it's always going to be one person per session. But trust me, one thing I always say about our sessions is the fact that we are talking about something doesn't mean that we don't have like a solution that we want to prepare. So now we've mentioned a couple of things that Esther is probably missing. That is the situation for most people on this call, right? Like, oh, I have worked on a project, but I haven't built the needed experience. That is exactly why we started Amdari, all right? And I will show you exactly how this has helped. Conversations like this has helped our intent. Because you see what we did right now. So I would unpin Brown and Amina so that I can share my screen and show you how you can secure your spots with the internship program at Amdari. So just stick around. Thank you so much, Brown and Amina. They'll be back in 2 weeks' time, guys. So in case you are interested in doing this, now you guys have seen how it works, right? So in case you're interested in doing this, please just send a message to the person in your community, either Jennifer or Alex. They are the people that drop messages. So if you're interested in doing this in 2 weeks' time, please let us know, and we would prioritize people whose message we receive, because we believe that for you to have sent that message, it means you really, really want to have an interview prep like this done. So like I said, right, this is something we do every Thursday for our in-house interns. And the result has been tremendous, because the goal is for you to use conversations like this to now go in for interviews. Now you know what to expect. You know how to prepare yourself, and you know how to position. And I'll show you a couple of other people that have been prepped by the likes of Brown and Amina, and they have secured groups. Anita is one of them. She got a business analyst role last year in the UK. And then I have Sandra Udushola. This is their LinkedIn, by the way. You can look them up if you'd like to. Sandra interned with us last year as a GRC analyst, and she got a job just about 4 or 5 months after her internship, right? Sorry, not after, like if I count when she started the internship and when she got the job, sorry, that's a window of 5 months, not 5 months after, no. It was like the whole period. So she got the month about 5 months in. I mean, she started internship in March, got a job in September, same year, and resumed with Hello DPO in October as a data protection paralegal. The other person I'd like to also share with you is Judy. This is also her LinkedIn profile. She interned with us last year as a data analyst, as you can see on my screen. She interned in May. As at last year, this time, she had not even started her internship. And she got a job in August and resumed with them in September. The company name is Renewable Parts, and she got the job as the same job title that she interned at Amdari as. Last but not the least on this part is Betsy. So guys, I will take your questions. Don't worry. I'll take your questions, and I have like an exclusive offer for you. I have an exclusive offer. There is this beauty that comes with you having like that closed door access and opportunities with people that can really help you. And remember what I said about how Amdari is invested in helping you achieve your goal. So I'll talk about that more. This might sound big. I'll get to that. Now, this is Betty Opedadi. Again, you can look her up on LinkedIn. This is a screenshot from her page. She interned about the... So, man, oh my God, I played one video, and that was a man, right? He got a visa sponsorship role. And guess what? There is also one other man. Let me show you. I just kept his own because it's a video, and if time permits, I would play his video. There is another man. His name is Darlington. It wasn't his video I played earlier, and this is his LinkedIn profile, Darlington Mosu on LinkedIn. He got a job as a selection and implementation lead after interning at Amdari, right? Just 2-3 months in. If time permits, I would play his video. So it's not just about showing his picture. So yes, there you have it. All right. Now the last person. So let me just come back to where I was. So the last person here is, we have more people, but because of time, I mean, how many people can I really squeeze and squeeze? So her name is Betty. She interned as an IT project manager, and she got a job as an IT business and project manager, business analyst, right? And that's just the beauty of this internship. What helped them? Conversations like the one we had tonight, but not once, multiple times before they start applying. And then when they apply, they still have one-on-one. Imagine a room with just only you with Amina and Brown, right? That's all. Or we have a lot of other professional staff really help our interns prep for interviews. Let's say Akiola is applying and showing as a data analyst. The person will call him a data analytics expert, and Amina, they'll be the ones to prep you. So trust me, that expert level is there. You would receive feedback that would make you see those things that you are not paying attention to as a job seeker. But we know recruiters pay attention to, because that is what we measure against, right? Can you do the job? Are you worth the risk? Are you worth the cost? All of those things, they are things they pay attention to. And because of time, I'm even supposed to speak to, are you worth the cost? It's a whole lot of conversation around that. So I think I'll do that next week, Saturday, when we have another session. Oh yeah, Panel sessions like this happen every Thursday in Amdari for every intern in the company. And it's pretty much on the call today, right? And the next cohort for Amdari internship is next week, Saturday. That's 11th of April in a. But what is this internship about? I briefed us earlier, but let me just still give us. This internship is your opportunity to learn on the job. You see the learning on the job that companies would not really favor you on because they need to come in that kind of support that Esther obviously needs right now, which is going to be around working with a team. You see that team I emphasized on when I was asking, right? Because that would make it easy for them to know that you have worked with a collaborative team. You understand the language. You understand what's important. That's what you get with Amdari. So you get to learn on the job. You get to be supported by a team lead, right? People like Brown are there to support you and guide you through your entire 4-month journey. That's because this internship is for 4 months. Now, what do we package? This is where people like Amina come in. This is where people like Brown come in, where you learn on the job. You will see people like Brown here, helping you build the competence that would make you get the job. Remember, I said honesty is important in an interview, but the kind of honesty that favors you. Can you do the job? Yes, I can. And you have an actual skill to show. Yes, I'm going to get to that right now. Yes, I'm going to get to that right now, Mensa. So that kind of honesty that favors you. So you work with people like Brown to build your competence and experience. They are helping you build the competence around skills that we know recruiters want to hear. Then there is the package. What do I mean by package? We help you package your CV by revamping it with the actual experience you have gotten. Now, I looked at Esther's CV. That CV cannot get an interview. It doesn't sell you as a business analyst at all, right? So that, I forgot to give you that feedback. That CV needs a revamp, but not with a lie, with an actual work that you've done, which Amdari gives you. What kind of actual work? We partner with organizations. I mentioned earlier, one of them is great. It's a fintech company. Hold on, let me type it. Sorry, I typed. Yeah. One of them is great. We have a couple of them. Swift Pay, etc. Right? These are companies that you can easily work on their projects directly from Amdari. They understand what we're doing at Amdari, so they give us projects, real-time projects, so that our interns can use this to build expertise and experience. This project is assigned to you by your team lead, and that is what you now work on. And then we put it on your CV when we revamp it, optimize your LinkedIn, and then we prep you for interviews. We also support you with application. That's job application. We are partnered with an AI platform. CV Matching is the name. I will show you how it works. It helps you analyze companies that are sponsoring. You're on a job board. Is this company sponsoring? Yes or no? You would know. You don't need to waste your time. You are on a job board. Is this CV that you're about to use to apply for this job? Is it good enough? Yes or no? You would know it right there. And I'll show you how that works. This is a company we are partnered with to save you the stress of applying to 100 jobs before you get one interview. Somebody said in the chat, I am stuck at the CV stage. I never get interviews. I get ghosted, unfortunately, blah, blah, blah. That is exactly what this structure Amdari gives you solves. We don't just revamp your CV and expect you to get the job. No. We will not put a lie on your CV because you might not be able to defend it in an interview. So what do we do? First, we make you a professional in practice. Then, the problem you have solved for a platform like Create, you put it on your CV because now you can defend it. And now it really sells you as a business analyst, as a cybersecurity analyst, as a project manager. It really sells you as that because that problem you solved it in that capacity for an actual company, not made up, right? And that is put on your CV, and you are able to now go in for the interview and you land the job easily because in addition to that, we prep you so you know what to expect. So imagine a conversation that we had today, which already indicates that, oh, you don't want them to think you're coming to just learn. You have value you are bringing. All of us are learning on the job. Any job we find ourselves, there is always room to learn. Don't get me wrong. What I'm saying is you don't want it to be about you learning. You want it to be about you preparing solutions. Definitely, the underlying factor is you'll still learn on the job, but you don't need to really make that your selling statement. It doesn't even sell you because there are other people. There might be a great somewhere who is applying, right? And I can see that great is perfect for this job. I would go with great. So your problem is not the confidence. It's that other person that has the confidence and everything else, like they tick every other box. Then the recruiter will be like, oh, I even have a better option. That's why most times we feel like we are at the mercy of recruiters. You are not at the mercy of recruiters. You only think so because they have options. More people are applying. All you need to do is be one of the 1% of the top candidates applying, and you would see that you are not at their mercy. A recruiter cannot figure out the job alone. That's why they need you. The problem is if they could solve it, they won't put that back. Do you think anybody wants to pay salary? No. It's not like they have the money to throw around or something. The problem cannot be solved by anybody on the team. And the problem did not just appear or just exist, or the problem did not just appear or just exist, right? And it's not a company awareness thing to say that, oh, we are hiring. No, it doesn't even help you with awareness. They are posting because they really need you to come and solve the problem. So you are not at risk. You are coming as an expert that can solve the problem. So come as that. Speak to me as that person. So we can have all the confidence, speak all the English, if I can tell that you can't solve it. I would not confident in you. So as you are confident, I should also be confident in you, right? So it's important. So how does the internship at Amdari work? It's 4 months. And I already hinted, you would work on projects from our project partners. Project partners are companies across the UK, US, Canada. Majority of them startups. Because trust me, startup is always going through something. A lot is going through startup, and startup is also going through a lot. So they always have projects. And because of that, it's easy for us to have enough projects to go round. So what do I mean? If you're coming in as a project manager, you would work on projects as a project manager, PMO, IT project manager, Scrum Master, name it. That's because you would work on 5 to 6 projects, okay? 5 to 6 projects, that is across different industries, especially industries that recruiters are hiring for, like healthcare, or let me say industries that are hiring them. Okay, this is IT consultancy firm, and just to mention a few, supply chain, blah, blah, blah. These are brands that we partner with, and the goal is for you to build experience working in these areas. Now, your CV would not be void of what you can do as a business analyst, because guess what? You applied not why the time. I know. You applied because you need it. You paid for a course. You went through a boot camp. Now you are submitting CV to apply. I believe the goal is not just to apply and waste time. I know you applied to get it. So, but are you positioning like a person that wants to get the job, or you're positioning like somebody that is whiling away time, right? So if your CV looks like a whiling away time, it will not get you the results you desire, which is the result of getting called for an interview, and then you going for that interview and truly be able to speak for a fact, right, to what you can do, which will work in your favor. So this project you work on will not be in isolation. Oh, I'm joining Amdari as a project management intern. Does not mean you will work as a project manager with project managers alone. You will have cross-functional exposure, the type that would make recruiters know that you have worked with the right stakeholders and team members, and it has built your arsenal of toolkits, right, or skill sets that can make you thrive in your role. Because we underestimate the place of people we work with. They are part of your toolkit. You don't know this. I am spelling it out. It really helps you, right? The people you work with, it's not just about you. It's not about your SQL, Tableau, Kali Linux, Burp Suites, all of the, I'm mixing the different tools across different fields, don't mind me, but you get what I'm saying, right? The people you work with are part of your toolkit. What do I mean? I built a kind of complementary skill by working with a UI person. I am never a UI designer. I worked with the UI UX team when I was working as a software developer. I built a toolkit that eventually became very useful in an interview I went for, because I used that UI UX knowledge, not as somebody who can design, but as somebody who knows how this works in an actual work environment and how it makes my work better and why it is important for what they are doing in their company, because I can see that they don't have this. I used this in an interview and I got the job. It was an IT project manager role. Guess how I got this knowledge of UI UX that became a complementary skill for me. So guess what? You can own your cross-functional team's knowledge as your complementary skill. Complementary skill means you don't necessarily need to be hands-on in that skill, but you know how it ties to you becoming successful in your role. UI UX is needed for a project, an IT project manager. That knowledge, low fidelity mockup, high fidelity mockup, wireframing, prototyping. You need that knowledge. PRG creation, product requirement documents, information architecture creation. You need that knowledge. Now, working as an IT project manager, guess what? I could have stopped at, oh, I know how to plan sprints, scrum meetings, or stand-up meetings rather. I know how to work under deadline, blah, blah, blah. But I didn't do that in that interview. Beyond selling that complementary skill of my UI knowledge, I also sold the other one, which was SEO optimization. Sorry, SEO, search engine optimization. I sold that knowledge again as a complementary skill, and I made that CEO of the company that was interviewing me to know that this knowledge, I see that, oh, the current platforms you're building for clients doesn't have this, that, blah, blah, blah. This is why. I can see this is why. And I can see you don't have these people. Guess what? I have that knowledge. Moving forward, every client's website will come with this process, will come with this approach, will come with this blah, blah, blah. Let's say I came on with the knowledge of as is and to be. Let's just say that was, honestly, that was the process improvement. And you can see now that I did not take a business analysis course at that time. That was just from me working in a team. Guess what happened? When I decided to transition to business analysis and I was learning more about business analysis, I just realized that I have been doing some of these things without knowing. Like I said, the as is and to be process, right? So this is one important thing. If you work with people and teams, it would make your knowledge base very, very wide. Like you would broaden your horizon. You can't get everything from theory or from watching tutorial videos. It is a system like this that can help you go faster, right? And because you won't be doing it alone, you have a team. And you won't be doing it alone means you also have a mentor that works with you. These mentors, they are people like Brown, right? And we have a whole lot more other people on the team. We have 50 more people like Brown on the team. Let me just put it that way. Our internship department at Amdari is the biggest. That's the biggest because of the mentors that we have, 50 more, right? And it's not volunteer mentors. They are hired full-time to work here. That's why I said the beautiful thing is they are committed to seeing you succeed. Because at the end of the day, you did not choose to take this step just to while away time. Just because, oh, I am bored. That's not why you're doing this. You're doing this to have a game-changing result, rather. You're doing this because you want to have a game-changing result. You're doing this because something has not been working and you want to try something else. That's why you're doing it. And it's our own win as well. If you tried Amdari and you say something like, oh my God, this worked. That means Amdari really was able to achieve why it even exists, right? So you get to work with mentors on every project. You don't do it alone. And that project takes 2 weeks or 3 weeks. So you would work on 5 to 6 projects, and each project takes 2 weeks to 3 weeks for you to complete. So that means in 4 months, you're really able to complete 5 projects. And guess what? At the end of the day, that project you have worked on becomes what we put on your CV by week 5. So by week 5, you have really completed 2 projects, right? And that's good enough to have on your CV. And guess what? At the end of the day, any other project you work on after that becomes what we add. We update your CV with it, so to speak, and we give you reference letter. Because beyond just building experience, it's important for us to also be able to vouch for you. So we give you reference letter that says you have done this and you can do it again. So this reference comes from Amdari's team. And it comes from Ibimena Ibro, one of the co-founders at Amdari. And the beautiful thing is this is solid. Makes it easy for you to really learn the job. All right. And I will play one of the videos of one of our interns that said the CV revamp that we did for Amdari, or rather the letter was one of the things that helped her. But before I show us a video, let's look at one of the things that really helped, or rather one of the emails we got. This came in from Healthcare Island, and they say, Alinka has nominated you to provide an employment reference for the application to Healthcare Island. This other one says, the above named has been offered the position as a systems analyst with our company and has provided your details as a referee. So the beauty of this again is the way we vouch for you makes it very easy for recruiters to trust you and believe that you can do the job. Because right now it's not just about them gambling. It's on your CV, and the people who you have on CV are ready to give you the recommendation and reference. While reference comes from Amdari, even some of these business partners can still give you recommendation letter. So it's that solid. We stamp your reference, we also sign your reference, okay? So let me show you Toyi, who said the reference from Amdari was what helped her, and there were 2 people being considered, but she got the job because of the reference. Remember I said earlier, it is competitive. That job you see on the job board, it's not just you applying, other people are applying. Do you tick every box, or you tick some boxes and you don't tick others? You want to tick every box, because when you tick every box, then you know that there is no beating you. But when you tick some boxes, then somebody else might beat you too. So let's listen to Toyi for 15 seconds and I will be back.
Those that I've learned at Amdari, using them and all this. So it was pretty good. And then the reference too from your hand was pretty tight, because they actually had to mention it that my references were hair tight, that they were actually considering 2 people, but my references actually nailed it for me.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That
Let me
gladness my
stop
heart.
it there. Please give me a thumbs up if you heard everything she said. Please, please. Okay, beautiful. Thank you very much, Emmanuel. Just a minute. Okay, yeah. So enrollment fee is £500 for this program. I saw a message in the chat. But the beautiful thing is, because we're starting the next cohort next week Saturday, and we were running a discount as at last month, which was International Women's Day, or International Women's Month is over. Now, I am running the 24 hours discount that allows you to pay $299. It's $299, right? Yes, we give recommendation on LinkedIn as well, Mensa, 100%. It comes with your LinkedIn optimization session. So it's £299. Sorry, I thought I edited this. And you get to, that's you saving 40%. Okay, and you get to split it across 3 months. How do I mean? Your first payment is £99. Your next payment is £100. Your next payment is £100. That is you paying across 3 months. Now, how do you enroll? My colleague has dropped the enrollment link in the chat, but I will still walk you through it. But in addition to what I have just said, Amdari gives you further advantages, right? Like a free portfolio website, which you will have access to for life. But some interns will have access to it for just 6 months. What do I mean? So I'm dropping the enrollment link right now. So this website is very, very expensive to maintain. So I'm giving 5 more people access to this free portfolio website. Once the 5 slots is taken, that will close, and every other intern will have access to it for just 6 months, right? Just 6 months. But just 5 more people will have access to this portfolio website for life. Okay, so that means you will pay for your domain name, you will handle your hosting, you will handle your maintenance. You don't pay for any of that. The portfolio website is, I will show you what it looks like in real time. Then the free CV Matchly access I mentioned. All this one is cancelled because it's taken, okay? So the free 6 months CV Matchly access that I mentioned earlier, this simply means you will have access to the tool that makes it easy for you to apply to jobs. You see how it works, so I don't speak too much without you seeing it in action. And then lifetime career support that we give you also, which means a year later you reach out to us. Hi, I have an interview coming up. Can you prep me? At 0 cost to prep you. 2 years later, hi, I need reference letter. Can I get it? At no cost to get it. Hi, I need a job support, blah, blah, blah. 2 years later, can you get it? Yes, we provide it. All right, because we onboard you into an alumni community after your program, so you will always have access to Amdari. So this is an example of a portfolio website to see how nice it looks. If you don't like this template, we have other templates which I will show you as we proceed. All right, so that's the beauty of this. But guess what? I am also giving out something which is just tonight only. Sorry, I think my screen is. Sorry about that. So tonight only, and that is sponsorship strategy consultation with a consultant. What do I mean? You need a sponsorship job. You need a more closed door access to somebody that will just work with you to ensure that you are well positioned for sponsorship strategy consultation. This session is a closed door session. It's not open to everybody, and it is going to be for people who pay in the next 24 hours, we would send you a link to fill, because like I said, it's a closed door session. This session has 10 more slots, right? You need sponsorship job and you want this is not me promising you sponsorship job. This is me telling you that you would have that closed door access to a consultant that will just speak to you on this. These are people who have gotten the sponsorship job you need today. How do you position? Where do you live? What tool do you use? How does your CV need to look? What do you say in interviews? And what job board do you target? That is what happens in this consultation. And it is only open to 10 more people. And when you pay, please, Jennifer, I would like you to drop your number. How you can get the form to fill for this sponsorship strategy consultation is going to be through Jennifer. So you pay tonight, please send Jennifer a message that you have paid. And that would be how we send you the form. So Jennifer, please, can you drop your phone number so they can reach out to you? So you reach out to Jennifer and she will send you the consultation form, and you will have this close-up conversation and session with a consultant. Like I said, it is strictly sponsorship strategy consultation. It's not another theoretical conversation. It's practical guidance on what works for sponsorship from somebody who has gotten this before. We know how important this is to a lot of people. That's why we are giving it to just 10 more people tonight. So once you're done with your enrollment, make sure that you do what I said by sending Jennifer a message. We would receive your payments on the back end. I would see it, trust me. But we just need to have, your contact also, and also send you this on WhatsApp, right? So please, once you've paid, ensure you fill the form. So what's the payment link again? I'm going to drop the link and you'll be redirected to the page you see on my screen. So you click on this link that I am dropping right now. Jennifer has dropped her number. But you click on this link that I'm dropping, you'll be brought to this page you see on my screen. Okay? Now on this page, what program do you want to pay for? Is it data analytics? Is it data science? Is it data and cloud engineering? Is it business analysis? Is it project management? Is it ethical hacking, GRC, app and cloud security, SOC, Security Operations Center? Whichever program you're paying for, go there and click on apply here. Once you click on apply here, you are redirected to the page you see on my screen. A minute. You are redirected to the page you see on my screen. On this page, you can scroll down to read more about it, just to have more information, right? And you can see that for this discount also, it is counting down to 2 more hours, and we have 13 slots left. So for this discount to also be applicable, we would have to enroll tonight. All right. So you see $299 right here. These are the tools a business analyst would work with in the course of this program. The same thing for other programs. Once you click, you will see what I said. I mentioned that we have more people just as smart as Brown that you work with, and this is some of them. We have Queen, we have Joanne, we have Oluchi, we have Elizabeth. We have a lot of them in the program that you work with. I said earlier that we have about 50, right? That's not even an exaggeration, honestly. So click on apply now. Once you click on apply now, you will get redirected to this page, which is the payment page. When is the next cohort? April 11th. You can see it here. Now scroll down to full payment. That is when you can pay $280. So I am telling you now that yes, you can pay less than $299. That means you can pay $280. But to pay $280, you need to be paid full payment. Then 3 installments means you have to select $299, right? And if your first payment is $99, second payment $100, third payment $100. So you see the date. Your next payment is 4th of May. Your last payment is June 4th. And that's 3 months. Click on proceed. This is just a summary of your personal details. As long as it's correct, you don't need to edit. So if it's something you want to correct, just click on edit, okay? And then scroll down. Payment plan is right here. You can select to edit and all that. Then right here, select, oh, I confirm my information is correct. I have read the terms and conditions. Now, payment plan is broken down here. But your next payment is 4th of May because today is 4th of April. But do you know that you can edit your payment and move it further? If you don't want to pay on the 4th of May, you can pay on the 30th, on the 31st, on the 27th. Maybe that's when payday will be, and you want to look into that point. You can do that. That's literally like 2 months after. So you see how Amdari makes life easy. So click on pay now. Once you click on pay now, you get redirected to the payment page, okay, where you get to select your payment. And once you select your payment option, you are redirected straight to the checkout. Sorry, you're redirected to the checkout page, but it's still loading. So I just want to show you. So it's just you filling your card details, to be honest, nothing more than that. So let's just hold on. So it's just you filling. But if it's going to take time, let's just come here. So because I won't actually be filling an actual card detail. So let's just come here. Let me put it on ×2. And then, yeah, so you fill your card. This is what you will see. Fill your card details and then click on pay. And then it tells you it's processing and then it becomes successful. Then it redirects you to fill a form. Please, on that form, make sure you input the information because it's very compulsory for you to fill it. This is an enrollment form. So on this form, select your skill level. Are you a beginner, intermediate? Select it. Your country of residence, UK, US, Canada, or outside of any of these locations. Just like Mensa asked, select your location. Your gender, select it. How you found out about Amdari, select it. Instagram or LinkedIn. What influenced your decision to sign up for this internship? Type it here. Which of our sessions influenced your decision? By virtue of being on this call with me today, please pick the UK Job Lab on the options of drop down that you have. The design doesn't look like this anymore, but it's the same information. Make sure you pick UK Job Lab, okay? Once you do that, click on complete setup. Your payment becomes successful. Click on go to dashboard. Once you've done this, please make sure you send that message I said to Jennifer so that we can add you to the community, or rather we can have your name for those that we would be having that conversation, the sponsorship conversation. There's going to be a separate community for the set of people that we will be having that conversation, okay? So it's a consultation, a closed-door consultation session on the exact toolkit you need. And for you to get that, like I mentioned earlier, you will have to be one of the 10 people that will be securing their spot today. So once you paid, click on go to dashboard, you'll be redirected to this page. And you are here and you can easily take crash courses if you want to, or you can also check out your payment summary. So this is what it looks like, okay? It just shows you is your payment history, how much you paid, how much is left, when is it due. We do not auto debit you, so you have to initiate the next payment yourself. All right, so thank you all so much for your patience. I will take questions. So there is no referral bonus, Christiana, or rather Victoria, because the discount is already very, very high. You're only paying $2.99. Were you referred or you referred somebody? Let me know, okay? So yes, like I said, to be part of the sponsorship strategy conversation session, please be curious. I'll take questions right now. Before I take questions, right, I will please keep £100 is not small money for people in Nigeria. Okay, I pronounced your name right. Oh, you want to refer someone? There is no referral bonus because of this discount. Referral bonus is going to start from next month of April, right? Like when this internship starts. Sorry, we're in April already, guys. Don't mind. Once this internship is finished, there will be referral bonus. Because there is discount right now, like a very high discount, So that's why. All right. So please, like I said earlier, right, if you're securing your spot, ensure you fill the form completely. And for you to secure your spot, it has to be within the next 24 hours if you want to use the discount that we have available. So how does CB Match work? I have explained it earlier, but let me show you again so you can see it in actual action. So I will do something for us right now. So you're not just hearing, oh, she said CB Match works like this. Present something else. Let me just share my entire screen. Screen is coming. Okay, it's up now. So yes, So this is CV Matchly, right? When you want to sign up, don't use this link. There is a partnership link Amdari has. That's the one you can use where you don't get debited. Or if you use this, you will have to pay for their service. So you have to come in as Amdari's intent for the partnership discounts to apply. Like, it's not even a discount, you're using it for free. But how does CV Matchly work? We share the link with you, you create your account. To tell you at the top right here, add this to your dashboard. Okay, add this to your Chrome extension. You add this to your Chrome extension, and it will be here. You can see my Chrome extension right here. Okay, you can see it right here. I have already pinned it. You can see it's pinned already. And because I have it already, I already uploaded my CV. So it says Omar Miss Product Management CV. Now, when I come here, let's click on any job board. It can be NHS jobs, it can be read.co.uk. Honestly, it can be any job, right? You click. Let's type a role, data analyst, and search. So it says 2009 jobs found. Let's apply for this one, data analyst, the first one here. Okay, now if I click on CV Matchly, this extension at the top, it is good now because I have selected a job I want to apply to. And you can also see here, it already tells me apply for this job. So this CV Matchly app already has the information it needs to know if I am qualified for this job or not, because it has fetched the job description to its own platform, like it extracted the job description. So most platforms would expect you to come and copy from here, go back to their dashboard, paste, it's a long process. You don't need to do all that. Just from here, you will just use this tool. Okay, use this tool from right here, and you will just easily be able to apply. So what do? It tells you your CV is a 55% match. So this CV cannot work. I have just 9 keywords matched and 8 not matched. My experience level is 6, when it should be like 9, 10, right? And when I scroll down, sorry, I don't want it to. There is a sponsorship analysis, meaning, is this company sponsoring? Yes. What route? Skilled worker. What role? Data analyst. Is the salary above threshold? Yes. So these are the missing keywords I have. So do you copy and go paste it in your CV? No, you don't do that. What do? You come to CV optimization. You want to make your CV better now. Do you also copy these AI suggestions? No. What do? Just click on generate optimized CV. Right? Generate optimized CV. So it's going to take about 15 seconds to generate your CV. Now, this CV, the beautiful thing is, you do not have to like start saying, oh, let me maybe go and edit my CV because that one is in the right format. This CV that will be generated is also in the right format. You can just use it. Like, you can just upload it. So it saves you so much time. People shy away from applying over and over because every job. That's why it's exhausting. Amdari makes it easier. So you see, we have revamped the CV and it says download optimized CV. And I have just downloaded it. Sorry, I have just downloaded it. And here we are. This is the optimized CV. So you can easily just use the CV now and see now apply. That's how this CV Matchly platform helps you and makes life easier for you. So, like I said earlier, we have just 5 more slots for that. So, yeah. Okay, yes, Kola. So for the sponsorship job, it's a new one we added, right? It's a new one we added for this. But I will tell one of my colleagues to reach out to you. You would agree with me that it wasn't part of the conversation at that time, right? So that's me telling you guys that this is just one off. It's not a lot of people who are taking, right? And that is why we have to take advantage. So it's not one of, it will not exist tomorrow. Once we have the 10 slots taken, that will be all. We will close the door for that. Okay. So thank you very much. So I would read questions right now because I see that I have a couple of questions that I might have missed. Okay, I think I've answered Paru, Victoria, and also Nicola. Yes. So Victoria, you can actually refer the person you want to refer. Can you give us recommendation? Yes, I responded to Mensa. What's the appropriate response to why do you want to leave your current job? So honestly, right, if your honest answer is not valid enough, and I don't think there would not be a valid response. Typically, let's take a look at it from different reasons why somebody would want to quit their job, right? It would most likely be because they want to level up, right? And maybe that role is not giving enough room. And I have left a job before because the company did not have enough room for growth. You can use that statement. Oh, the company I currently work in does not have enough room for growth, so it's currently making me shrink or not allowing me to expand my horizon or allow me to contribute at the level or the scale that I want to. You can even put it that way. It's not allowing me to contribute at the level and scale that I want to. This is something personal reality, honestly. One thing that would make me leave any company would typically be because I've gotten to a level and maybe the company is not growing as much, so I can't grow with the company anymore, and I still want to grow. There's still room for growth for me, right? So it's like if I stay, my growth would just pause or stop. So I typically leave because of that. That's another reason. Another reason might be because you are transitioning. You're transitioning and you want an opportunity to be able to really perform in this capacity now, right? But you don't want anything that will make it sound like shift blaming. Oh, it's a toxic environment. There's even if that's the reason, honestly, it's not very necessary to mention stuff like that. So easily just tie it around personal growth or you wanting to explore more, right? So you can easily use it. And sometimes when you also research a company very well, can be a great opportunity to know how best to also use it to your advantage. So for a confused person with accounting finance background, which of the career path in Amdari would work? Data analytics would be the first go-to that I would suggest for you. But by default, sometimes we don't need to tie our next level to our background. Sometimes you can just totally ditch your background and say, yes, I am transitioning to another field. I am starting afresh. So you can easily use the route of project management, business analysis. You understand finance already means you would understand budgeting. You would understand how revenue is important. So if you're not looking data analytics, I can say maybe project management, business analysis. Now, the reason why I say maybe project management and business analysis, these two roles require leadership, right? So if it's an experience you don't have before, bear in mind that it's one you have to build now because you would be leading teams. And it's done on high level, not low level, right? Not it's very business analyst role is a high level role, right? And it's a role where you converse with stakeholders, C-suite executives. So if you don't have experience even managing, small teams per se, imagine having to be in a meeting with C-suite executives. You have to be able to play on their level from your recommendation angle. So understanding their pain point because you're meant to come and solve those business problems they're facing or project management problems they're facing. So you are meant to be the expert in the picture. That's why it's very important for you to be coming in as somebody that can really, really get the problem solved. Okay. Yeah, so that is it on that. I hope that answers your question, Ivan. Hi, Samuel. So I'll take questions right now. So if you have any question for me, thank you, Ivan. Please raise your hand like Samuel has done. And I won't be able to take everybody on the call, but if for whatever reason you have more questions after today's session, please feel free to book a call with us within the week. There is a clarity call you can book, okay? But please, if you're not enrolled yet, this is enrollment link. Chinese says, thank you for an impactful session. Is it possible to subscribe for the sponsorship package only for someone who already secured a PA or the organization is unable to sponsor? Okay, so it's not a standalone. It's not a standalone package. Chile. Yeah, it's not a standalone package. Sadly, that might be something worth looking into, by the way, for us at Amdari. But right now, it's not. We don't have it as standalone. Okay. All right. Hi, Samuel. Please go on.
Hello, Momi. Good evening. Sorry, I have really followed your bootcamp from the beginning to this moment. I think it's very impressive, and I discovered there is a difference from the other bootcamp I've been able to listen to, and I think you are making a very big impact, trying to create a lot of opportunity for those who are willing to, partake in this. So my question is this: for someone who is coming from who does not have a kind of experience in tech, for instance, from like somebody who is a zero, who has a zero experience in cyber security, that is transitioning, to become, a cybersecurity analyst. This bootcamp now, does it have that create that opportunity for the person to learn within the space of this period, this particular period? Going to take that person through to the time he or she will be prepared for interview, and also then give him the opportunity to, practicalize what he has been taught. Then my question is that most of the bootcamp I have been able to, go through, watch on YouTube and all that. You see some people tell you that after your, especially in cybersecurity, as a beginner, you still need to do some certification, especially the one that is called this, especially the one that is called this CompTIA Plus Security, CompTIA Plus Security, that you must have to, back it up with other certification you have gotten, so that it can place you at par when you go to interview and, start off from there. So does with your training and the certification and reference you're going to do, does one still need to write that kind of certification before he can be able to, get job? That's my question.
All right. Thank you very much, Samuel, for the question. Does the program at Amdari cover training within the space of 4 months? I would say it covers training by default. It doesn't cover training. So the kind of training I'm referring to in this case is, oh, I have never taken a course before. By the way, I'm going to show you something right now. I've never taken a course before. This is my first time of trying to take a course, and can I do this internship? No, right? No, not because the program is not an opportunity for you to learn. You would learn on the job. One thing is we prioritize for the structure at Amdari. So we believe that you should have taken a course elsewhere before you are here. That was also why I asked the question at the start of this, that if you've taken a course in any of this, please indicate, because this is pure work experience, practical hands-on. But does that mean we don't support you with learning materials? No. That's why we have these crash courses here. Now, the reason why I would not directly recommend crash courses for somebody, right, off the bat is you might not be the kind of person that can easily be, disciplined to take a course on your own and start an internship, right? But we have people that, honestly, these crash courses is not for them. They will take it and they'll be able to participate in the program. One reason. Second reason, some people are already too busy. So imagine telling them, oh yes, this internship, you're expected to commit a minimum of 1 hour per day. But for those that are yet to take the course, you have to do more than others. Meaning, if others are doing 1 hour, 2 hours, you have to double your own hours. Others are doing 3 hours, you have to double your hours. You don't have that much time, because most of these tech roles, I will tell you something for a fact, is execution driven. So you choosing to combine internship while learning is definitely advisable. But if you know that it's going to be a stretch on your part, then that's why I said I don't suggest or recommend the courses off the bat. But once I see that, oh, somebody is the kind of person that they can take crash courses and they'll be fine. And with the support of the internship from Amdari, which is you interacting with your team, you're not doing it alone, you're not doing it in isolation. They also provide you with learning support. Then this can be enough. Trust me, they all come with certificates. They are not basic projects. We didn't come up with this, or rather courses. We didn't put these courses together just to say, let my people go, just to say, oh, we feel all righteousness. No. And the courses are across all the programs I mentioned to you when I was speaking. You can see all of them here. If you want to take a course in, oh, let's say you want to do SOC analysis under cybersecurity, click here. You will see the courses under SOC analysis. And all of those courses come with their certification. You can see we have network security incidents, offensive and defensive, cyber threats, etc. You want to take more, and you can see that there are different lessons. This one alone has 5 lessons, right? You click on it. These courses are gotten in partnership with our our training partner. And Dario has a lot of partners, honestly. It's just to make this very robust and perfect for you. So each of the lessons have different videos underneath them. And you can see that this is an example of video on my screen. So this is a 1 hour course, this one, and this is just one course out of the others. And this is like an hour course, right? So you can see the course and what you can take from there and everything like that. So this is exactly how this works. We have this for every intern at 0 cost. You do not pay a dime. You do not pay a dime. You have access to it by virtue of being an intern. But like I said, most people will always need, accountability partner, and all that. And that means before your internship starts and you're taking these courses, you might not really stick around and watch what you're supposed to watch. So your internship starts and you don't have the basic knowledge you need to start with. So that's why I don't recommend it off the bat to people. But when I see that, oh, yeah, I would be able to do this, the internship itself, like I said, still provides you with learning support. We don't, in fact, apart from the fact that we expect that you're taking a course, we know you all cannot be on the same level. Chris has taken his course from another program. Samuel has taken his course from another program. Great has done his program entirely from a different platform. That is different knowledge. Even though you guys took the course, like the same course, let's say you guys did cybersecurity, all of you. For Samuel, maybe your own cybersecurity course focused more on SOC, right? For Chris, it might be that they focused more on penetration testing and all that. Again, why am I saying this? We cannot guarantee equal knowledge for everybody. So by default, the program already supports that gap, right? So how we support is also by knowing that Chris knows these tools does not automatically mean Great knows these tools, even though they both say they're taking the course and they are here for the same program, but they would still have gaps that is not necessarily created by them, but the kind of programs they paid for. So that is normal, and you still get training support within Amdari. For every project you also start, let's take away the fact that everybody took a course in a different program. This is an internship for beginners. That means some people know how to use just 2 tools. Some people just 3. I did internship also. I could code in only 2 programming languages. One of them was even a markup language. Programmers will tell you that's not a programming language. So that means I could only code in 1 language. And I went for my internship. It was that internship that I did that opened my eyes to important tools, because my team lead was just telling me, this one you're busy with is not going to take you anywhere. This is what you should be doing. Imagine having that kind of guidance. That's what this gives you. And for all your career paths, they are not theoretical. The theory is just meant to be for the foundation, like the beginning, the introductory part, right? You shouldn't take long in the theory stage and expect that you apply to a job and get it. You have to practicalize business analysis, extremely execution driven. Or is it project management? Extremely execution driven. So don't take project management course for months and then you've not even started practicing. For programmers, the minute you learn the first line of code, there is a virtual environment. You have to start typing that code. So that because retention happens with practice, not reading. So I hope that answers your first question. So Amdari supports you with learning. We have crash courses. They all come with certificates, and your internship gives you the learning support as well. So does that help somewhat?
Okay, from all indication, from what you said, I really understood that is a platform for beginners who just completed their program. Then is a platform for them to start practicing and what they have done, and also to leverage on that, so to be able to face the real world, aspect of the program they have done. I believe, yeah, it's very nice. So I really appreciate. I will get in touch. Okay, as soon as I round up my program, I'm running program somewhere. So
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
thank you.
That's fine. Thank you very much, Samuel. So your other question, let me see if I analyze that. Yeah, certifications are not bad. It's a nice to have. Experience is a must have. So even after your experience, you have certification, it's not bad. But prioritizing certification over experience, that is the problem. Because your certification does not tell me you can do the job. Your experience tells me you can do the job. What certification tells me is you just like learning, right? You like learning, doesn't say you can do the job yet. Or you have the experience and you have the certification, that's good, right? So prioritize experience, but if you still want to have your certifications, CompTIA, etc., you can definitely still do that. Like I said, it's a nice to have. Okay. All right. So I will take one more question and we'll call it a finish for today. But I am so grateful for your time on the call, everyone. It's been a pleasure speaking to you all. So please don't forget the enrollment link is going to be dropped again in the chat. Yeah, so I've just dropped it again. Thank you all so much for your time today. So do I have any other hands?